did. If we hadn't happened... do we...
What are you...
Huh? Hold on.
Faced with a calamity...
Oh, Paimon get...
It's not just you, which is why we must...
So the Archon... So will the power of...
We've already discussed it.
What?
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chi Sing did, and as fate would for what could you...
So be it. We haven't a moment to... Yep.
The three Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work!
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you. One wishes to witness.
My work finished.
Time for retribution!
That's it. Cook this.
Time for retribution!
Blaze over!
Joy, we've only just begun. You can't run! Looks like
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
you're backed into it.
Fate is upon you.
It's time to fulfill my duty. It is a time for
The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many between too! We can't look!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy! That light from your body, it's like the time in Julian Karst! Wow, it's Madame Ping's shockwave! This granny's really strong!
right here. My work finished.
Wind, hear me!
You're not going anywhere. Plan.
Verdictors?
Just for second.
With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War!
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
All hail! Written in the stars!
Burn! My duty.
Exercise caution! I fear that the god's power has reached its peak! In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Burn!
This isn't fair. Looks like I went too far. I guess this is it.
Blaze over! Let me amuse myself.
There it is.
Let me amuse myself. Written in the stars! Barbados! The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has the effects of the sigil of It will be some time before the Overlord...
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here...
Save your flat.
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud. I've heard that when Ningguang... At first, it was only the size of a small room. It is a testament to Ningguang. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of LIHUYE means much to her. To me, such cooperation...
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to even to this very day, LIHUYE and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone. But that does not mean that the LIHUYE of today do not merely cast your protective gaze
Are you questioning our means of protect...
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti
Forebears, you say?
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared...
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal... I also thought to tell... but I dared not.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What?
Right! That the Animal Archon sought to...
Each of the 7 nations has its own scar.
Though your point is the very height of As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each...
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show...
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millelith. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered, although I am a mere mortal soldier.
Huh? Why does everyone look so...
Weren't you frightened?
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millelith... When danger is near, everyone always protects me. Thanks for protecting LIHUYE Harbor.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to...
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh.
You see, this is what the country of contracts is grateful to the... Although their blood is weak, the time of contracts between...
Your line of inquiry.
Seems like...
Let us return now.
Eager to leave,
Yes, one understands. One fears that by the time... Fair enough.
Since we adept, but how will we ensure...
All right, Mooncarver, you...
Looks like the conflict between... Oh, right! Child wanted to unleash the god, so he could... But we were able to handle the... Oh, and speaking of that, don't we... Paimon doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the... Adeptiless rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Is there anything I can do for you two?
We've come to see Zhongli.
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at...
Doesn't the Northland big? Last time we saw Zhong... Do you think he doesn't know about the... We had better go and...
You call this cooperation between Harbingers?
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have... Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the City of Bards, was it? Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching Health.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since LIHUYE was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit...
Paimon knew that we should never have tried...
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had anything against you personally. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind, then...
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee.
How sanctimonious.
What? So, no, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsarit.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon fall...
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've even boulders that can... Until one drizzly day, I stood motionless.
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I was LIHUYE, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and Indeed I was. The Gnosis, which I had kept for so many years, suddenly That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring...
Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him, too. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has LIHUYE matured when faced with the death of its deity.
I was pleasantly surprised with the finale of the show that you all put on. Why, you even deserved an encore. The Adepti deserve the greatest applause, considering their years of seclusion. They hardly recognized the city, yet faced with such a crisis, they exerted the greatest amount of restraint. Not only did they and hats off to the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract, Signora. She managed to keep everything she knew in strict confidence, far from the eavesdropping ears of her. All the while, I carried on as Zhongli, and fulfilled the traditions of LIHUYE in this mortal form. Thank you for walking that path with me. These things were all a part of my script. The only I had expected them to do no more. They seized the opportunity to supplant LIHUYE's divine protectors.
Huh? That
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark.
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance. If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo-Archon.
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of LIHUYE.
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with...
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good trade is a fair trade.
Realistically...
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, my agreement with the Cry... As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales, uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we've spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
Well, there's only one real for Tui. Shh, lower you.
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean...
Yes, and to think that this happened...
Say...
Now that you met... I mean it all... Still what...
forget...
Hear ye all! Though a dragon's gods and adept rumors and hearsay abound on the street, having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's, nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
So that something feels off. Could the cheesing? Did Jean... Exactly, right? Look, it's Ningguang and...
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returned.
3,700 years.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous, but blinded by our prosperity.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walk.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, will you stand with us as we
So concludes the words of Her Eminence. Does Her Eminence the
Huh? Is she looking this...
Traveler.
Yikes! She really...
Is that the traveler who they say
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. Name your price. You deserve.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Perhaps.
But it's, well...
As for the more...
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this. Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotion, and here you are looking...
Why would I... Right. You're right.
But why would Morax...
As the Rex when I was journeying...
Oh, no, what? But since you weren't...
Well, we were only in the city of Commerce, the Archon Mor... I will treasure the memories that I made as Jean. That is true. But there is no journey. I fear that continuing your journey... Yes. The Electro-Arc...
Paimon?
That is the case.
That said, though Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis...
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances... But if a person this is what vision...
Uh-huh. That's...
But starting from last year...
Vision hunted?
Yes. It was an order...
They want to seize visions.
I should think that in...
Whoa.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. The fact that even I, knowing her... 7 ideals for 7... All right then. Was there anything else you wish? Well then...